Hey all, I just want to take this opportunity to say that I hope you all had an absolutely incredible Christmas and to thank you for the mind-blowing support that I have gotten from you all this year. Every single subscriber, every single viewer, every single member, you are true legends and I cannot thank you enough. Now, let's get into if ultimate hunting is fake or not. Firstly, let's go through the definition of a scam. Online, it says to deceive or defraud someone, or to obtain something such as money by a scam. So ultimately, it means to lie about something being real so as to obtain money or something else from somebody. Now, obviously, with Ultimate Hunting not charging anyone any money, there's no early access fees, it's obviously not a scam, because they don't even have a Kickstarter available, and it has been requested several times that they start a Kickstarter and they have refused. But what about it being fake? Now, why would people think it would be fake? Well, firstly, the delays. Secondly, there's less information being released lately, or less major information being released lately. And number three, people say that the budget for the game is too little and it is impossible to develop a game of the level that Ultimate Hunting is claiming for the budget that they've been given. So let's jump into the reasons behind the delays. First reason for the delay is Unreal Engine 5. They had already developed a lot of the game in Unreal Engine 4, and then Unreal Engine 5 came out and they've decided that they were going to use that engine instead. Now, from a lot of game developers that I've spoken to, it is not just a case of running Unreal Engine 5 and bringing your game across. Most of the stuff that you develop has to be done over again, and obviously that is a major task. Second reason for the delay is they're a small team, and a lot of things can affect production when you've got a small team. Obviously, having a small team means that things are going to happen slower because you don't have several people working on a single task. Things like health, holidays, personal issues are absolutely going to affect a small team more than it would affect a big team, because you don't have somebody that can just step into a role or take up the slack. The third reason for a delay is I personally think that there was a bit of underestimation from Ultimate Hunting side about how much it would take to get this game going. Fourth reason, finances. Like I said earlier, the budget is very small, so obviously they cannot just buy all the assets that they need or want. They physically have to make most of the stuff themselves, and that takes time. And the fifth reason is the current situation in Europe. Poland is not very far from the Ukraine, and we know what's happening there at the moment. So most likely there is roll-off from that situation, which needs to be taken into account. Now, reasons for less major information coming out. Firstly, not all parts of the development can be shown off. There are really boring parts of development that would not be interesting if they had to make social media posts about. Things like sound design, map design, texturing, coding, and so forth are not something that people would find interesting if it was shown off on social media, so they have to happen behind the scenes. The second reason is some things that have already been shown off get reworks or tweaks, and showing it off again is just going to mean that people are going to consider it a duplicate and they're going to lose enthusiasm. And the third reason is, I think, copycatting. To give you an example, Ultimate Hunting announced way back that we're going to have crocodiles in the game, that weapons would have skins, and that there would be variable game difficulty, as well as the fact that obviously we are going to be getting a proper Africa map. And right after they announced crocodiles, you had Call of the Wild come out and have gators on their very next map. We also know that Call of the Wild is going to be releasing in Africa 2.0 very soon. Not to mention the fact that when it comes to game difficulty, Way of the Hunter has also got game difficulty in their game now, which was not going to be the case initially as far as I understand. And then when it comes to weapon skins, that's an obvious one. Ultimate Hunting mentioned weapon skins more than a year ago, and now Call of the Wild has come out with weapon skins, something that they had never considered before. So for them to play their cards closer to their chest at this moment is actually not a bad thing, because we will be getting things in the game that no other game has got. Whereas right now, if they do reveal things and other developers jump onto it with larger budgets and larger teams, they're going to get it out before Ultimate Hunting, and then Ultimate Hunting are going to look like the copycats. Now let's talk about why the smaller budget does not prove that Ultimate Hunting is fake. And there's actually only one reason for that. Things in Poland cost a heck of a lot less than they do in most other countries in Europe and America, so they can get away with a smaller budget. Now let's go into the actual reasons why I know for a fact that Ultimate Hunting is not fake. The amount of money that they've put into this game already to develop models, textures, vehicles, etc. is just too much for somebody to put into a game as a joke. This is something that they are 100% invested in, because I personally have seen what the models cost if you buy them from a set or from GIM, and it is not a joke. If you had to take that figure and just multiply it by 34, which is the number of species we're going to be getting in Ultimate Hunting, immediately you realize that this is not just some fly-by-night thing. Secondly, the time and effort that it takes to keep an active schedule on social media is serious. Raphael is constantly active on Facebook, Twitter, as well as on Discord. He answers all the questions that people have got, and for something that is supposed to be a joke or that is fake, he is putting far too much effort into that to convince me that this is not real. Third reason is a lot of games get delayed. Unfortunately, it is just the way that things are. Even AAA games with massive budgets and enormous teams get delayed. Most games take 3 to 5 years to develop, and that is by much, much larger companies. The publisher is a known games publisher. This is not the very first game that they've published or invested in, so there's no way that they're going to be investing in a fake game. They also have absolutely nothing to gain by running this fake, in inverted commas, for as long as it's been going on. It would have been funny if it had happened for a couple of months and then on April 1st they turned around and said, haha, just a joke. But this has been going on too long for it to just be a joke, and that means they'd have to have something to gain by having this fake information coming out, which they do not. And then you've got the fact that myself and other content creators have seen things behind the scenes which we cannot talk about, which proves to us that this is not fake. And unfortunately, you're just going to have to take my word for it until stuff come out. But to give an example, I did mention Dejan months ago, and he's only just been revealed last week. So yes, there is things happening behind the scenes that they have not spoken about and that some people have managed to get a glimpse of, which proves to us that this is not fake. So here's the question: why do people insist on calling the game a scam when it's clearly not? All I can think of is that fans of other games feel threatened about the fact that Ultimate Hunting is coming out and that it's potentially going to be a really good game, and they think if they persuade people that the game is fake, somehow it's going to cause the hype for the game to go down and ultimately for Ultimate Hunting to fail, which is absolutely not the case. Now, those that still feel that the game is fake or a scam, they can carry on thinking that. It's not going to make any difference to us. And when the game releases, they're probably going to be the very first ones to jump onto the game and claim how they've always supported the game and always known it's going to come out. And this goes for the content creators who are spreading this narrative as well. We've all seen them around. And in closing, I just want to say that even if the game is delayed several more times and I end up being the only one who's there when the game launches, I'm not going anywhere. And as long as there is at least some information coming out about Ultimate Hunting, I will keep making videos. Even if it's only one thing a week, then I will just make one video a month. But I'm not going anywhere. I just want to thank you all for watching this video, and let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are. Have you got any other thoughts on why people think the game is fake? I will definitely catch you in the next video.